94 WIP. Great to be with you, off and rolling. On this Tuesday morning, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 local teams to talk about today. All 4 teams really on the table, and also those Indiana Hoosiers. Congratulations to them on the surprising national championship in college football. But look, it's the Eagles and the Phillies offseason. Obviously, we'll talk about both. And Sixers and Flyers each get a win last night, which is good, especially with the Flyers, because they really needed it. Look, 215-592-9494 to discuss it all on this Tuesday morning. Richie, of course, was out yesterday. He is back. Good morning, John.
Hello, Joe.
Hello there, Johnny.
You cannot burp in space.
Wow, how about that?
Yeah, when you try to, it's kind of like a wet burp because the gas doesn't separate in your stomach.
How about it? You think that was the
Without
problem?
gravity,
Yeah, sure.
There's just a bunch of bubbles in your stomach that's intermingled with all the food and stuff. So if you try to burp, it's like a wet burp.
Well, that's no good. James, we ever find out what the medical problem was with that dude last week that brought the space shuttle back?
I don't know.
You don't even know about this?
No, I know. I don't. Yeah. I didn't see any updates or whatever.
Maybe he last week didn't burp for a long time.
It was the first time ever.
Hurting.
First time ever in 60 or so years of space travel that they had to bring astronauts home for a medical reason.
Wow.
There's 4 people up there, and one of them had a problem, and they had to bring them on home.
Wow.
That is strange.
Honestly, it's surprising it hasn't happened yet.
I agree with you.
What does that speak to? Does that speak to...
just coincidence, I think,
yeah.
right?
Probably.
Humans,
or you could say, hey, the humans are less tough than they once were.
Could be. All right, look, let's get to it here today at 215-592-9494. So like I said, it's all on the table, and good job by both the Sixers and Flyers last night. By the way, congrats to Tyrese Maxey, NBA All-Star. All-Star starter.
Deserves it.
All-Star starter. He does deserve it.
Great job,
And great
Tyrese.
game by him last night. In addition to all the normal points and assists, he also had 8 steals. 8 steals. That's like an
Iverson-esque.
Yeah, that's an Iverson kind of thing. So we'll get into the Maxey thing as we move through the show, but congrats to him. You can weigh in on all that. All right, let's start today with Hurts. So it's been close to a week and a half since the demise of the Eagles season. Disappointing, of course. We'll get John's thoughts as we move through the show on the playoff action from this past weekend with him obviously not here yesterday. But let's start with Jalen. And I'll say this, ladies and gentlemen, this is a get-it-on-the-record day. This is a get-it-on-the-record day. I think we've kind of moved now from post-mortem on season to off-season, in my opinion. You know, like we did the last week thing. We wrapped up the season. And now it's moving forward. So let's move forward and have everyone today, at least whoever wants to call in at 215-592-9494, get on the record on where you stand on Jalen Hurts. As he has completed 6 years of his pro football career to enter year 7, where do you stand on Jalen Hurts? 215-592-9494. John, the floor is yours. What do you got? Big picture, Jalen Hurts. Talk to us.
Jalen is a proven winner of the biggest game in the world. And he was the MVP of the biggest game in the world less than a year ago. I have watched him play his best in the biggest games.
Absolutely true. Absolutely.
And that does matter. I'm certain the right offensive coordinator can bring better out of Jalen Hurts by challenging him more, because I've seen it. I've seen it happen. I've seen it work before. Jalen is going to need to put his ego aside and allow whoever this new offensive coordinator is to work their craft. And just think back. Remember, once upon a time here in Philadelphia, Jalen was Mr. Intangible. Jalen he's got everything except the stuff you need to really play, like the physical stuff. He is everything you want from the neck up. Somehow that idea has faded as he has gotten paid. Lately, he's become Mr. Undervalued and Mr. Underappreciated. And I don't really understand exactly why that is. I think it's been it's been less than a year since he was the MVP of the Super Bowl, but I think he can be the ultimate weapon if he's taught and used properly by the offensive staff, by the play caller in particular. But he does have weaknesses. You know, he tucks the ball and he runs too early, and that happens frequently. he hesitates instead of ripping it across the middle of the field at times. Part of his obsession with not turning it over, I think, is that reluctance. Like he has been taught time and time again, hold on to that thing, protect yourself, don't turn the ball over. That's how we win. I think it's no wonder this guy's a little bit shell-shocked with letting the ball rip over the middle of the field. Again, something that is taught and instructed, and he can grow and become better at this. I know he's better than he was in 2022 and 2023 and this was a huge debate that we seem to forget about again. Can Jalen manipulate the pass protection without Jason Kelce calling the mic out, calling the protection before every play? Last year he did that and did it at such a degree, such a high level.
Yeah, that hasn't been a problem. That hasn't been a problem at all.
The MVP of the Super Bowl doing that. So he can continue to grow, as we saw he grew as he included the pass protection in his realm of responsibilities. I think the 2025 season was a coaching failure. Jalen can dominate. Jalen can win Super Bowls. He can be the best of the best. We saw him outperform Pat Mahomes twice in the Super Bowl with the right teaching. 2025, he didn't get the right teaching. Kevin Patullo and Nick Sirianni did not accentuate Jalen's positives, and they didn't minimize his negatives with the play design and the play calling, and things never got better as the season progressed. And that's unbelievable to me. And that is, once again, that is coaching. Jalen has absolutely evolved as we've watched, and he can continue to evolve. And I expect that. I expect that they'll do a great job at selecting this offensive coordinator, because they know that this quarterback, who's 27, will be 28 this season. His future depends on it.
So, look, that's a very comprehensive answer from John, and you can weigh in as well, 215-592-9494. I mean, there's a lot in there. So, again, we ask you today, it's a Get on the Record day. Where do you stand on Jalen? Here's where I net out at this point of his career. And I'm really going to break this down in four ways and try to keep it as simple as possible, because we could all talk for 10 straight hours on this, but I'm going to try to keep it simple. Four things, here we go. Number one, I thought his 2025 season was very disappointing. I would actually, given his contract and the responsibility placed on him as such, I would actually refer to it as lousy. It wasn't like the lousy 30th best quarterback in football. I'm not saying that. But given what he's supposed to be and how you pay him, it was a lousy season. Just not turning it over is not, to me, good enough to be good enough. You got to do more than that. So number one, I say really bad 2025, all things considered. My second point is 2026 strikes me as a make or break year for Jalen with the Eagles. I think it's quite simple. If he plays well, or what I'll call well enough, I think he'll stay. And if he doesn't, I think he won't be the quarterback in 2027. Got to play it out.
Pushing it back.
Yeah, just 1 year. That's right. Just pushing it back 1 year. That's exactly right.
Well, it was 2025 and then 2026.
No, it was 2026. I never said 2025. I said 2026. So just pushing it back a year. So, yeah, I think it's a make or break year for him in that regard. The third thing I'll say is there's three main things he needs to do better. The first is the passing game. It's stuff John talked about. Pocket presence, not escaping unnecessarily. Step up. I've said this before. Don't step out, step up. Don't step out, step up. So he's got to get better at that, the reading defenses thing and the timing thing. I mean, the whole passing thing to me is by far the most important thing. Second is willingness to run. Willingness to run. And third is the connecting with teammates thing, which we continue to hear is an issue. I mean, a pretty big issue from what I understand. So to me, those three things are and we could break it down a million ways, but those are the three biggies, I think, that he's got to get better on to be the long-term quarterback for the Eagles moving forward. I hope he does. We'll see. My fourth and final point I'll say is this. If I'm Lurie and I'm Howie, I got a three-pronged strategy for the future of the Eagles at quarterback. Three doors. Door one is Jalen. And that's the door I hope works out because it's the easiest. I already got him, and he's, like John said, he's had success, and you want it to work out, and To my last point, you want him to play better, so he's the guy for a long time. Door number 1 is Jalen. Door number 2 is Tanner McKay. I'm not trading him in the offseason. I mean, if you got some unbelievable offer, I guess I consider it, but I don't think you're going to get some unbelievable offer. I want to tuck Tanner McKay in my back pocket, let Jalen play 2026, see how it goes. No, I've got McKay as an option if I need him. That's door number 2. Door number 3 is I've got 2 off seasons to acquire a quarterback in the draft. I got the 2026 draft coming up in 3 months. I don't think it's going to be a first-round quarterback, but they could select a quarterback somewhere along the line. I got the 2027 draft class, in 15 months to draft a quarterback if I feel I need to. That's my strategy. 3-pronged strategy for the future. And you hope, of course, that it works out with Jalen, that he rebounds, doesn't play lousy, gets back to the point when he was at his – John was right. He was at his best individual games in the 2 championship games, 22 and 24, but he was clearly at his best for a season, without a doubt, in 2022. Jalen's 2022 season was by far his best season. He was dynamic. I look back at my notes recently. I had Jalen – after that, maybe it was either during or after that season, I had Jalen ranked as the second best player in Philadelphia sports. Like, for everyone that thinks that I'm just like this big Jalen hater, there was a time not too long ago, just 3 seasons ago, where I said he was the second best player in Philly sports. You know why? Because he was better than. So it's time for him to pick it back up. And to that point, that's where I say 2026 is critical, man. That's where I stand. You heard where John stands. We'll get to James and Rhea where they stand. You can weigh in as well. 215-592-9494. It's a get-on-the-record day. Where do you stand on Jalen Hurts as the offseason and, gets going here, and they've got decisions for the future to make? 215-592-9494. Joe DeCamera and John Ritchie off and rolling. And again, I can't believe Indiana won the national championship in college football. Joe DeCamera and John Ritchie on 94 WIP.
It's a new year. Is your New Year resolution the same as last year to get back on track with your health and fitness goals? We know life gets busy and protein goals are usually the first to slip. That's why I love Wild Fork Foods. They make hitting my protein goals simple and affordable with their huge selection of restaurant quality meats and seafoods. Shop from their protein-powered selection at prices that just can't be beat. From organic grass-fed ground beef, only $6 per pound, to chicken breast, only $3 a pound, or how about ground turkey, only $5 a pound. With over 700 items that are flash frozen at their peak freshness to preserve their best flavor, I'm telling you, Wild Fork helps you save money and eat better in 2026. Visit one of Wild Fork's 5 greater Philadelphia locations, and their trained staff of Forkies can help you prepare any item on your list, or shop online at wildforkfoods.com for same-day delivery. Fuel your goals in 2026 with Wild Fork Foods.
It's playoff time. You know how it goes. Big hits, hard yards, and a whole lot of opinions on Monday morning. But buying a car, it shouldn't feel like a contact sport. Hi, it's John Ashow, the Cars Are from Colonial Hyundai. Here at Colonial, we keep it fast, easy, simple. One car, one price, one visit. Only at Colonial this month, drive home any new Hyundai of your choice, like a brand new Tucson, for just $199 per month. No whistles, no flags, no unnecessary roughness. Colonial Hyundai makes it easy to get out of your old car or truck by offering the highest trade-in values in the region. We have over 200 vehicles in stock: Konas, Santa Fe's, Palisades, Elantras, all with incredible offers and incentives. Our state-of-the-art dealership is designed to make buying, leasing, or servicing your vehicle faster, easier, and better than ever. As always, every new Hyundai comes with America's best warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain, and Hyundai Assurance. Shop us online 24/7 at colonialhyundai.com. Colonial Hyundai, the faster, easier, better way to buy a Hyundai.
2026 Tucson SE lease for $209 a month for 36 months. 7,500 miles per year. $3,995 plus tax, tags, and fees. Stock number H260186. See dealer for details.
Cold weather is hard on your car, and winter driving demands the right protection. That's why Meineke is making it easy to stay road ready this winter with a full synthetic oil change for just $59.95. Plus free tire rotation. Families have been trusting Meineke for brakes, tires, exhaust, tune-ups, check engine lights, and all their automotive repair needs for over 50 years, and so should you. And your locally owned and operated Meineke offers same-day service and flexible financing options. Meineke, doing car care right. Enjoy even more before you spend with Caesars Palace Online Casino. Download today and register with code RADIOLAUNCH. $10 no deposit casino bonus on select slot games. One-time wagering requirement. Plus 100% deposit match up to $1,000 on select slot games. 15 times wagering requirement plus 2,500 bonus reward credits. Must be 21 and physically present in Pennsylvania. Minimum wagering within 7 days required to unlock bonuses. Full terms and wagering requirements at Caesars Palace Online/promos. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When you need to know, depend on KYW News Radio 103.9 FM.
The snow and ice from the weekend storms will be around for a while thanks to frigid temps. New Jersey officially swearing in Governor-elect Mikey Sherrill this morning. And Tyrese Maxey follows his all-star nod with 29 points, 8 assists, and 8 steals in the Sixers win over the Pacers.
Get the latest anytime on KYW News Radio. Now on Crystal Clear 103.9 FM.
You've never needed us more.
The early bird doesn't wait till spring. Get to Robin Ford during the Robin Ford Early Bird Sales Event. Drive home in a new Ford F-150 with 0% financing for 72 months. No matter where you are, you're closer than you think to a better buying experience at Robin Ford. Online at robinford.com.
Another app for inventory, one for CRM. Oh, don't forget accounting. Wait, which login was that?
Or you could use Odoo, one fully integrated system that does it all without the hassle. Ditch the app overload. Get everything your business needs on one platform. Try Odoo free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Today's sunshine, breezy, and very cold. High 26.
Weather brought to you by Staples. 2026 is here, and at Staples, deals mean business. Like up to $100 off custom print orders. Head into the new year looking good for less. Staples. That was easy. Ends 1/31.
Hey, it's Kathy Romano. Ready to redefine your home style? Bucks County Estate Traders offers a breathtaking collection of furniture to suit every taste. From timeless antiques to chic modern designs, discover thousands of meticulously cared for pieces, each one inspected for quality. Explore their ever-changing inventory, featuring styles from classic Victorian to sleek contemporary, and my favorite, charming coastal. And with their expert team often reupholstering finds, you're sure to discover unique treasures ready to make a statement in your home. Visit buckscountyestatetraders.com or their showroom in Hatfield today.
Start 2026 off by banking smarter. Open a growth checking account at First Harvest Credit Union. Earn up to 2% annual percentage yield on balances of $1,000 or more, all while enjoying easy, flexible access to your funds. Visit firstharvestcu.com/growth checking or stop by your nearest branch to get started. Harvest your financial freedom and explore other available savings options, such as our growth savings and competitive share and IRA certificate accounts. Membership restrictions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
94 WIP Sports Update.
Brought to you by Borgata Hotel, Casino, and Spa. Indiana capped off a perfect season, the national title, beating Miami 27-21. Quarterback Fernando Mendoza, presumed number 1 pick in the upcoming draft, barreled into the end zone on a quarterback draw on 4th down with 9 minutes left to put the Hoosiers up by 10.
The coverage before they were in the coverage where that play would work. We put it in for this game. It was quarterback draw, but it was blocked differently. And we rolled the dice and said they're going to be in it again, and they were. We blocked it well. He broke a tackle or two and got in the end zone.
Coach Kurt Cignetti on ESPN took over the worst team in college football in year 2, won a championship. Tyrese Maxey, fresh off being named an all-star starter, had a career-high 8 steals in the Sixers' 113-104 win over the Pacers, also had 28 points. Joel Embiid, 30 points and 9 rebounds. Flyers snapping a 6-game losing streak with a 2-1 win over the Golden Knights. Visit BorgataSports.com for boosted odds specials, daily promotions, in-game betting, and much more. Must be 21 or older, must be in New Jersey. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Sunny, high 26, currently 20. To listen to Sports Radio 94 WIP, download the free Odyssey app or tell your smart speaker to play 94 WIP.
Sports Update on 94 WIP.
Starting your day with the
This is the morning show with Joe DeCamera and John Ritchie. Sports Radio 94 WIP.
Oh, I see what James did. Well, Tom Brady had a front row seat to his new quarterback.
I think you did.
Yeah, I didn't think about it right. I honestly was a little annoyed that he gets on-field access before the title game. I mean, am I wrong, Rhea? Like, Howie Roseman's probably
Not allowed.
not allowed down there. Why is Tom Brady allowed down there?
Tom Brady. You're not.
Yeah.
You know the crazy thing about Fernando?
That bothered me. Anyway, it was a
He's-
really
yeah.
good game, but that did kind of irritate me a little bit.
The coolest thing about him is he was going to study economics at Yale.
Yep.
Before he decommitted and went to Cal.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
I said to James, he's not going to have to worry about economics anymore.
No, other than make sure you have the right financial advisor to stash away those hundreds
Maybe he
of
could be
millions.
his own financial advisor,
Maybe
it
he
turns
could.
out, right? Yeah.
You know, when I heard him interviewed post-game, I thought, number one, this guy's a goober. And number
Yes.
two, this guy's a tough goober.
He is a goober. He is, but it's like so endearing how goobery he is. He's like such an open, you know, like, look at me, I'm a goober.
Yeah.
It's great.
If you missed the national title game, it was really good. Miami put up a good fight. And honest to God, if not for I don't know what's the term, John, for the guy that blocks on a punt.
Like the guy right,
personal protector.
If not for the personal protector, just whiffing on a block, like just completely whiffing. Miami might have won the title. I mean, there were to me the two biggest plays of the game were the run Rhea featured
the
there,
Mendoza run, yeah.
Mendoza run, and the missed block that led to a touchdown on a block field goal. Anyway,
It's an important job. You don't think about it very often. We practice it every day.
I mean, he completely missed. I didn't even think it was a great rush by the guy, but if you don't get blocked, then okay, you can block the field goal.
And that's the closest way to get
I
there,
couldn't believe
right
it.
up the middle.
Anyway, really good game. All right, 215-592-9494. Where do you stand on Jalen Hurts? It's a get on the record kind of day. Let's get to Kenny, East Oak Lane, kicking us off. Ken, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Doing great, Kenny.
Excellent. Good to hear. So, I want to say a few things. So I am still a Jalen fan. I still believe in Jalen. I still think that Jalen can get us another Super Bowl or two.
Yeah.
I also recognize that this year there were some internal struggles with Jalen within himself, and I think that it was definitely some Super Bowl hangover. I think that he did think that he was someone who he wasn't this year. Through his play, through his stats, and everything. I think he got in his head a little bit, and maybe he felt like he didn't have to, do as much work or everything like that because he had reached the mountaintop.
It's possible.
So
It's possible.
I do see that. I also see that Jalen has gone through 5 different coordinators. He has learned 5 different ways of doing things. And his teaching has been scattered, to say the least, and not focused at all. I think with Nick not running the offense, like an Andy Reid style coach, I think that has stunted his development. We have seen Jalen do amazing things and play, at heights that you'd be like, gosh, man, like you said, 2 years ago, we felt like we had Superman as a quarterback.
Oh,
right?
in 22, I really did. I mean, not just the
Right.
regular season, but his performance in that game. It was so unfortunate he dropped the ball, which led to 7 for KC, but otherwise, he was superb in that football game. I mean, he was even better in the 22 Super Bowl than the 24 Super Bowl, other than dropping the ball, which was just an unfortunate accident.
Exactly, and that was a big momentum change, and I think that's where his caution for turning over the ball, because that was a big turning point in that game. Before that, we would have done to them what we did in the 24 Super Bowl.
They might have run him off the field. I mean, they had him. I mean, they had the Chiefs in their grasp, ready to strangle them. And then the game got closer than expected, and then Mahomes came alive in the second half. Look, Kenny, I think you bring up a lot of good points. Kenny, let me ask you this. Gut feeling. Is he going to be the Eagles quarterback 3 or 4 years from now? Long term, is he the dude?
With the right coordinator, yes.
And with the wrong coordinator, no?
Yeah, because I feel like it's a respect thing with him, because this kid was raised like he was brought up in football. His father was a coach.
Sure.
And I feel like the level of football acumen that he feels the coach has, it it matters to him a lot.
Well, it should. Listen,
feel like-
Kenny, outstanding call, buddy. Really good call. James, where do you stand on Jalen? You've been more pro Jalen than me. You and John have been pretty aligned. Where do you stand through 6 years? Talk to us.
Yeah, I think that we've swung way too far each way with Jalen. I think we react to each season and we overreact to each season. I think to John's point, he is turning 28 this season. Like, I know that he's been in the league for 6 years. That's still pretty young for a quarterback now. I mean, Tom Brady was at his best, and most guys are at their best in their 30s when they've seen everything.
Yeah.
I mean, we heard that Kirk Cousins clip recently where he talked about he didn't even do a full field read until he was in his 30s, you know? So I just think it takes time. It's the hardest position in sports. So I think we overreact. I think what Jalen has gotten to already, considering where he was drafted and what he was, is incredibly impressive.
Well, I agree
like,
with
it's
that.
already a win what this guy is.
Yeah.
But I think to think where he came from to what he is now, to think that he won't continue to get better is look, it's possible that he's reached his athletic ceiling. It's possible. But I believe that Jalen is going to keep working and keep getting better. And if you believe in his work ethic, if you believe in his ability to learn more, see more, get better at reading things, which is what happens when you play more, like, I don't know why you wouldn't believe with the right coaching, with the right teaching, that he would improve.
Rhea, where do you net out?
I'm in between you and James and John on this because, look, we've all seen him play at an elite level.
Yeah.
So we know it's there, okay? And watching those playoff games last weekend, how just, the quarterbacks are just handing the ball over to the defense left and right. There's got to be some kind of balance between, jamming it into his head, you never turn the ball over, to having like a really dead conservative offense. He's got to want to be coached. He's got to want to be able to use his legs. The legs, to me, not running, just killed them this year.
I agree with you on that.
So, to me, he's got as much a hand in this as does the incoming offensive coordinator.
John, do you think he'll get back to running? Because I believe without it, he's really below average. Got to run.
Of course, I assume they will get back to what works best. I think they got away, not just with Jalen, but with the offense as a whole. It was just an odd mishmash of stuff that looked eerily similar to the stuff that we were trying to do out the gates with Quez Watkins bubble screens. It is time to forget what we've seen. Please help me forget what we've seen with the offensive design over the last few years and get Jalen and this offense moving forward, because we know it's time to if we had an offense that we could feel as proud about as the defense, just imagine the way that looks.
Yeah.
We just had it less than a year ago. We're not far from that. And this year, with the added focus of the disappointment of not being able to put it all together again right after the Super Bowl, we took a step back because it really is hard to maintain.
Well, look, 215-592-9494 to get on the record on what Hurts is and what he's not at this stage of his career and where you stand on it. Also coming up, a chance to win auto show tickets on our program today. So we'll tell you how you can win that. Phillies question for you. Phillies offseason question I want to pose. Get people on the record there. Plus, not one, but two NBA developments last night beyond the 76ers. That and more. Phone calls and all this. Joe DeCamera and John Ritchie. It's 94 WIP.
If you're tired of your house being uncomfortably cold, and especially this week, and paying those high electric and oil bills to keep the heat on, which is shockingly expensive this time of year, you'd love to have new windows, but you don't want to pay a fortune for them. Well, January's a great time of year to replace your windows, thanks to Window Nation.
Over the last 20 years, Window Nation has installed over 3 million energy-efficient windows and helped tens of thousands of homeowners keep their homes comfy and cozy year-round while also saving them money on the monthly utility bills. My house feels more consistent temperature-wise this winter, and my bills are down. And my kids and I also love the way our new windows look and function.
And right now, take advantage of Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 windows free sale. Plus, you could get them with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years.
Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Save big with Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 sale going on now. This offer ends soon, so schedule your fast free estimate now. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com.
the Eagles' 2025 season will tick away.
A disappointing end to a promising 2025 season.
Anytime you lose, you're frustrated.
Now, the noise gets louder.
Some notable Eagles are going to be gone.
Who comes in to repair an offense in disarray?
The Eagles have fired Kevin Patullo.
How can they get Jalen Hurts back on the MVP track?
Everything was there in front of us. We just got to grow from it all.
Is A.J. Brown open to a trade?
It is hard to find great players, and A.J. is a great player.
All the Eagles' offseason happenings happen here.
Do whatever it takes to win now and still build for the future.
Sports Radio 94 WIP.
They can overcome this.
Hey, hockey fans. Now with BetMGM, you can win a share of $10,000 in bonus bets when your anytime goal scorer nets 3. Enter BetMGM's Hat Trick Jackpot all season long for your chance to win some major bonus bets. It's easy. Just log in and opt into the promotion. Then make an anytime score bet on any hockey game of at least $10. If your player of choice scores 3 goals instead of just 1, you'll win your share of the $10K in bonus bets. There's nothing quite like watching a game with a hat trick, especially when it means you could win a share of $10,000 in bonus bets. Ready to shoot your shot? Download the app today. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 21 plus to wager. Pennsylvania only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards or bonus bets that expire in 7 days.
Carrier has the home comfort you need and financing options to fit any budget. Right now, you can enjoy 60 months financing on a new home comfort system. Turn to your local Carrier home comfort expert for efficient heating and cooling performance, healthier indoor air, and convenient monthly payments for qualified buyers. Visit nopaycarrier.com. That's nopaycarrier.com.
If your appliances are coming off a disappointing season, then do what I did and go to National Appliance Warehouse. They love leveraging their incredible buying power in order to pass on bigger savings to you. Like right now, their Friends and Family Savings event is back by popular demand. You're always going to get the best price available at National Appliance Warehouse. That's guaranteed by Price Assure. What else sets National Appliance Warehouse apart is their team. It's a truly great atmosphere with everyone joking around and having fun. They're all clearly passionate about their job and make purchasing new appliances an absolute blast. When you walk through the door, they're happy to greet you and ready to answer all of your questions. And as I've learned, they'll even help you with what questions you should ask. With over 100 brands, from Sub-Zero to budget, you'll find the perfect appliances for you. Head to National Appliance Warehouse for an incredible shopping experience. Go to nationalappliancewarehouse.com or visit their showroom in tax-free Wilmington or Middletown, Delaware today. And as always, tell them Fritz sent you.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am. Are you running? Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Feel bad about losing control this holiday season? You don't know Jack. Jack Dell and the team at Dell Chevrolet are into fatties. Fat incentives, fat selections, and deals so thick, you'll drive home with more car than you planned for. Less payment than expected. Every new deal on a new car or truck this month is PHAT fat. Pretty hot and tempting. Thanks to the Dell Vehicle Exchange Program. You can get out of your current car or truck and slip into a new one, all while keeping your payments the same, or maybe even make them less. So, payments stay tight even when you size up. Right now at Dell Chevy, you can buy with no money down and 0% APR financing every day. Go ahead, treat yourself. Dell Chevy is close, located on Route 30 in Paoli. You're just minutes away. If you're worried you're going to pay too much for your next vehicle, you don't know Jack. Online at DellChevrolet.com. Say habla español. Together, let's drive.
Jack, sell them for less.
Includes all rebates and incentives. Offers cannot be combined. Excludes taxes and tags.
94 WIP Sports Update.
Brought to you by Lexus of Cherry Hill, family owned and operated. Visit lexusofcherryhill.com. Indiana Hoosiers are college football champions, capping off an undefeated season with a 27-21 win over Miami. Coach Curt Cignetti took over one of the worst teams in college football and authored an amazing turnaround, making good on his promise at his introductory news conference and how he would recruit kids to Indiana.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. I win. Google me.
That might be my favorite quote ever. Sixers beat the Pacers 113-104. Tyrese Maxey celebrated being named a starter in the All-Star game with 28 points, 8 assists, and a career-high 8 steals. Joel Embiid, 30 points and 9 rebounds. Flyers finally put the brakes on a 6-game losing streak with a 2-1 win over the Golden Knights. Sunny today, a high of 26. It is currently 20. To listen to Sports Radio 94 WIP, download the free Odyssey app or tell your smart speaker to play 94 WIP.
Sports Update on 94 WIP.
If you notice me on YouTube going up and down, it's because I am now officially in training for that Jack Fritz fellow.
Jack Fritz here.
No, it's not quite that. I mean, I am, but that's... I just do my ankle exercises, getting the ankle good to go. Get to this basketball game probably March or April and knock that freaking fool out. Can't wait. Can't wait for it. By the way, speaking of hoops, 2 developments yesterday beyond the 76ers world, and it was a good day for the Sixers yesterday. Not only Maxey named an NBA All-Star starter, but the Sixers win last night. Joel scores 30, and Maxey has a tremendous all-around game, as Rhea highlighted in the update there. I mean, tremendous all-around game. But 2 other developments in the NBA yesterday that were of note. The first is, for the first time in about 97 years, LeBron James was not named an NBA All-Star starter. Put another way, he was not voted an NBA All-Star starter. And he had been voted as such, I believe it was going back since his 3rd year in the NBA. So it's like 20 years. I mean, and, he always deserved it and, doesn't anymore.
Deserve it.
Doesn't
Yeah,
deserve
exactly.
it. So what'll be interesting is whether they name him as a reserve, which they should. I mean, you never know when it's going to be his last year. He obviously missed a ton of games this year, but they should put him on the All-Star team. Find a way to get him in there. He deserves that. So I expect that to happen. But, America has spoken with their votes, and he's no longer a starter. All right. Second development, and this is a bummer. And you might not know this because it happened around midnight last night.
This sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Such a shame.
This happened around 11 p.m. our time last night. Jimmy Butler tore his knee.
Yeah.
So he's done for the year. And, of course, at the age of 35, it's going to hurt his career moving forward. He was still playing at a great level. He was still averaging 20 points a game. He was still doing his typical, 25 and 5, meaning 5 rebounds, 5 assists. He was part of trying to help prop up Steph Curry and give Steph a chance to still make a run deeper in his career. And, of course, Jimmy was still trying to get his first ring. Been knocking on the door a couple of times with the Heat. But anyway, he tore his knee. He's obviously out for the year. It's going to obviously go into next season. And it's a shame because he's a Hall of Famer. And it's a tough injury at the age of 35. All right, 215-592-9494. So I told you I have a Phillies question for you. And I'm going to pose it by way of our Twitter poll question of the day, which is brought to us by Armin Chevrolet. Arriving shortly, the all-new... Imagine this, John. Ready for this? Is the first time I think I've read this. Arriving shortly, the all-new 2027 Chevy Bolt EV. So we're up to 2027 with some cars soon. Starting under $30,000. Reserve yours today. Together, let's drive. ArminChevy.com. So the first poll question is we do a deep dive today on Jalen, and kind of everyone gets on the record on where you stand on him. We're also reassessing a poll we've done in the past, and we'll see where the answers net out today. Who's better at their job, Jalen Hurts or Nick Sirianni? I'll be very curious to see how that result comes out. You can vote at Sports Radio WIP on Twitter. Phillies question. John, I'm going right to you on it. And again, everyone can weigh in on this one, 215-592-9494. So John's first time here since no Bichette, but yes to JT. So John, I pose this question to you and everyone. Will you be happy with the Phillies offseason if they re-sign Harrison Bader?
I'll be happier.
Will you be happy?
No.
Not enough.
I
agree with you on that.
I feel like the rug's been sort of pulled out because of the Bichette thing. It felt like I was gaining so much confidence.
Yeah, sure.
Dombrowski set his sights on Bo Bichette, and from what I could ascertain, that meant that we were going to figure out a way to get him, reel him in. But, we're competing against unlimited funds, it seems. Is that going to come back and kick us in the butt when it really matters? Like, is this going to prevent us from getting back to where we want to get? The fact that, on the rivals have so much
with the roster or on the field, because there's two different things: who you sign and how you play. I mean, look.
Yes, who you sign matters.
I'll say this: the Blue Jays showed that you can have a lesser team and come as you can win. I mean, I know they didn't win it all, but they certainly could have won it all. I'm not one of these people that acts like, the Dodgers, it's preordained they're going to win. I mean,
no, but it's much harder.
It is harder
to win.
Absolutely.
Especially when they win and then add guys,
Think about
the margin for and the thing is the Phillies could have increased their chances to win, and instead they didn't. They decreased. So you're separating further,
No, it's fair. I mean, it feels like holding serve is just getting a year older. And so from that standpoint, I would say if they get Bader, and I don't think they will, but obviously the chances now go up because they didn't
are the chances that we get Harrison Bader?
They didn't just spend $200 million, so they certainly could flip him 30.
Yeah.
I mean, they could.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like this. It feels like if you're the Phillies, you've got to do this to salvage good feeling, even though we're getting JT back. It is such a deflating letdown, no matter how you cut it.
I agree with that. All right, so look, the Phillies thing on the table. I am curious if they get Bader, which is basically run it back, other than changing two outfielders that are probably going to be two of your lesser starters next year. If they get Bader, do you like that offseason or not? Yes or no? You can vote at Sports Radio WIP on Twitter and weigh in on the phone lines. 215-592-9490 for your chance to win a really cool prize. We'll get to that in a moment. Tony in Pottstown right now. Tony, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Joe. How are you today?
Good, pal. Real good.
Hey, shout out to Kurt Zanetti, IUP's finest. It's basically the Brown and State schools. So
it's
big
awesome,
win.
Man.
Big
the Brown and State schools.
It's so awesome.
So as far as, Joe, we're going to argue about the Phillies all year, but let's save that for the end when we can yell at each other.
Sure.
As far as the Eagles go, I honestly, guys, I'm just relieved the season's over. It wasn't fun. They weren't fun to watch. They had two games where they didn't complete a pass in the second half. Jalen Hurts, new coordinator. I don't even know at this point. I feel like, they missed the golden opportunity. When you think about the elite teams and the great teams of the NFL, think about those teams that go back-to-back. This team had enough talent to do that, and that's the disappointing part. But, watching them all year, I'm just relieved it's over. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Well, I get it. I mean, it wasn't fun, Tony. It just wasn't fun.
It makes me wonder how much of it was the Super Bowl hangover, how much of it was the letdown because the players had such a hard time investing to the same degree.
Sure, possible.
How much was that?
I think it's part of it without a doubt.
Yeah,
it's just a question of how much. I mean, we had Elliott on this show all year last year saying in his 15, 16 years, whatever, covering the Eagles, he had never seen the Eagles or another team so focused on one thing, so pointed in the same direction. It's hard to recreate that with guys who just did that, who accomplished that goal.
And I'll add this. I thought it was creative. I'll use that word that Sirianni did the whole we're not thinking about last year. We're not trying to defend. But in the end, those are just words that, if guys don't come in as focused, if they're banged up because of injuries, they played an extra month.
But did it work?
I think
there's
it's
only
bad.
so much
yeah,
you can
I'm
do.
with you, Rhea. I think it's a bad philosophy.
Yeah.
I've turned on that. Yeah, I think because what we saw is you're getting every team's best chance, best shot. Like, no one's taking you lightly. Maybe the Raiders at the end of the year when they're out of it. Like, you need to be the champs. You need to have that attitude of, like, every week someone is coming for us. We're not just a regular football team. Like, we need to defend our title, in my opinion.
I'll just say this.
Like you hadn't won it.
Yeah,
but like any other team that I've seen win the Super Bowl walks around like you need to beat us.
I get it.
And I thought it was a bad message.
Well, here's what I'll say. If you
message.
guys are right, and maybe you are, maybe you aren't, I would put it at reason 107 on the list. Honestly.
Oh, I don't think it's the highest reason. I agree.
Oh, God, no. There was on the field stuff.
Right.
I'm just saying an attitude.
Okay, Tony, what are you and I going to yell at each other about with the Phillies? All right, floor is yours first, and then I'll sweep the leg. But go ahead.
All right. I just think we're going to go at it all year, Joe. We clearly see this so differently.
Sure.
But, hey, the great news is, Joe, they're going to run it back. They're 1 year older, which is fantastic. So it's the Sixers 2.0. And they're still not going to hit in the playoffs, Joe. But, hey, guess what, Joe? If they win 90 games, you can hold on to that for the next 10 years and tell us how they won back-to-back 90-win seasons, and you'll be ecstatic.
Joe's going to be wearing his NL East champs sweatshirt to work.
Tony, I'm wearing my Phillies hat this morning. Proudly.
NL East champions with no freaking World Series.
I know,
ring.
it's frustrating.
I don't want it, Joe. We're going to fight all year.
Okay.
I'm just telling you right now. I love you to death, buddy, but you are so wrong on this, and we are going to go at it.
Well, Tony, let me ask you a question, because I hear what you're saying, and I do share your frustration. But what specifically am I wrong about?
The fact that they won 95 games last year, and you're like, well, it's okay, they lost in the playoffs. That's a loser attitude, Joe. That's a loser's mentality. If you go out there to Fritz and you try your hardest, but you lose, are you going to be like, well, I tried really hard?
Well, I don't think I've ever said it's
almost beat him. Are you going to say that?
Well, no, Tony. All right, let me defend myself here for a second. I don't think I've ever said it's okay they've lost. What I have certainly said is I expected them to lose. It's very hard to win. It doesn't make them losers, and I don't think it means that they can't win in 26 or 27. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Joe, the fact that you're like, well, it's okay, they tried, that's the same mindset. You have the same exact thing of them going out there and just playing to play. Like you have that's the same thing.
Well, I'll tell you this, man. The Rams lost last year to the Eagles. And now they're in the Final Four and have a shot to win it all. I mean, to me, listen, Tony, it's a great call, and I appreciate it, buddy, and we'll talk all season. I'll just say this. My philosophy is all you can do is make changes, big or small, to whatever extent you think you need to make them. And let me be clear, and I said it 3 minutes ago, I'm not thrilled with the Phillies offseason. Make whatever changes you think need to be made, take another swing. I mean, and some people might say, well, that's simplified and that's weak, and maybe it is, but that's how I view it. And I don't view them as losers because they lost to the Dodgers. I don't. I view them as they weren't good enough and try to get better.
But then you got to,
I think I get tagged sometimes unfairly in this conversation. That's my opinion.
You are too easy on them. You always have been.
Well, listen,
for years you've been. I've never had a season end. Like some of these seasons, I'm proud of them.
I'm sitting down for this one now. I'm sitting down.
It literally drives me nuts.
I know it does.
I'm with the caller. I want to yell at you sometimes, and I have to stop myself.
And you do sometimes.
Sometimes. It'll be quite a season. All right, 215-592-9494. Hey, Indiana, aforementioned a couple times on the show, won the national title last night. Let's get to two moments that stood out. The first was, and in a championship game of any sport, if you get a play by anybody of note, but in particular the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback in this case, if you miss it, he just gutted his way through the final 5 yards to get in the end zone. Listen to this call last night. This was an incredible touchdown run on, I believe it was 4th and 5.
He's going to take off and run. Mendoza weaves his way first and goal, diving toward the end zone. Touchdown!
I mean, it was an accomplishment just to get to the first down, let alone get those extra couple yards and get in the end zone.
I think they were shocked that he kept going on his way. I got the first down.
I mean, he barreled through like 3 or 4 dudes.
It was a quarterback draw. If you heard the coach earlier, he said they actually saw the coverage on the play before and knew they could run it.
And he said there were a little variation of how they blocked, but And for whatever it's worth, on a day we talk a lot about Jalen, I wish he had run more the other day because, that was a winnable game.
It did kind of remind me of that Jalen run in Minnesota or against Minnesota at home in 2022. Remember where he forced his way in from the 5?
On the right side, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, similar of just like you've got no chance at the 5-yard line and somebody end up in the end zone.
And Jalen was doing that a lot earlier in his career and a lot less so lately. So anyway, great job by Mendoza. And then after the game, because I want to give you a chance to win a really cool prize, and we're going to tie it into Indiana last night. But Signetti after the game kind of summed things up.
Let me tell you, we won the national championship at Indiana University. It can be done. And I'm so happy for our fans. Words can't describe it.
All right, so last night was cool. I mean, seeing Indiana, who never would win like 4 games in college football, win a national championship was cool, but it was also weird because they would typically net out at 2 or 3 wins in a season. So today at 215-592-9494, with Auto Show tickets on the line. Philadelphia Auto Show tickets, 4-pack of tickets for the upcoming Auto Show, which is one of the great events annually here in Philadelphia at the Pennsylvania Convention Center. It's going to run January 31st through February the 8th. So a little bit over a week, and it begins in about a week and a half. For tickets to this and more information on all of it, you can get yourself to phillyautoshow.com. 4-pack of tickets today. When you call in at 215-592-9494, give us something that is cool, but weird. Cool, but weird. Got to thread the needle on this one. John, what is cool, but also weird?
Yeah, this really is a tough one, man. I mean, I'm going to set the bar very low.
Okay.
I mean, childishly low.
Okay.
Slime is created by children. Like they've got it really is cool.
Well, the Nickelodeon thing, it was, yeah.
But no, they're making the slime themselves, or at least this was the huge fad, like, I don't know, 3-4 years ago. They were constantly making the slime and, playing with slime and having different containers of different colors and different consistencies and textures of slime. It was pretty cool, though. I mean, it was creative. I was glad that my kids were doing it. It was weird. And we had Tupperware everywhere. A house full of Tupperware containers of tiny little blobs of slime.
Yep.
But it was, kind of cool.
All right, so slime for cool but weird. What do you got? 215-592-9494. When we also ask you today to get on the record on Jalen Hurts at this stage of his career. Seltzer, who or what is cool but weird?
Burning Man. It's so weird, but I would definitely hang in the desert for a month and party.
There's a lot of ways to go here to answer this question. Rhea,
for a month.
A month's a long time.
That's a little much.
Rhea, what are you thinking?
I can do longer if you
cool
want.
But weird.
The clothespin. Downtown.
Why?
Because
our thing.
Yeah, our clothespin.
Joe's like, why is it clothespin here?
That's right.
I don't use
that is
clothespin,
that's a good answer.
Joe. But no, it was. I mean, growing up, it was. But as you became like a teen and you would meet friends, it was always like meet at the clothespin.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just.
I hear
it's
you.
iconic, but it's so weird.
It's totally weird, and it is cool because there's a freaking giant clothespin near. It's right near City Hall,
right across from City Hall. Yeah.
Holy man, that's a great answer.
Yeah, you don't say meet at City Hall. You say, I'll meet you at the clothespin.
No, that's a really good answer. Look, big answers abound. Cool but weird. What do you got? 215-592-9494. I'm going to go with the hammer. I mean, people tell me I'm weird, but let's be real. I mean, the defining characteristic is cool. Give me a big answer. Now, I'm playing around. Give me a big answer. Well, the uncool gangster? I mean, uncool, cool, gangster, me? 215-592.
I think of gangster when I think of you.
Rhea, that was a nickname from around 2019.
Oh, gangster?
Uncool gangster.
Oh, uncool.
Yeah,
I like that.
The uncool gangster. Anyway, give us, all jokes aside, give us big answers for who or what is cool but weird. 215-592-9494. Patrick in Tabernacle. Patrick, what's up, bud?
Hey, morning, everybody. Joe, you have to run off your nicknames.
Man.
You guys got some doozies. But listen.
My favorite, by the way, Patrick, my favorite. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
The human tripod.
All right. Rein it in,
all right,
big dog.
Listen, man.
Self-anointed.
Yeah. No one else is calling him that. That's for sure.
Go ahead, Patrick.
I still can't believe Richie hasn't slammed you into the wall.
That's all right.
But one of these days. But listen, with Hurts, if Jalen Hurts doesn't run, he's just not the guy that's just kind of where I'm at. If he's not running, he's not Jalen Hurts. So however we need to get him to run and use his legs. Because what I saw over the weekend is a bunch of guys turning the ball over, but some of these guys sling the ball, man. They just so. He ain't no gunslinger, and he's no Brett Favre just going to wing it down the field and stuff.
Right.
But but he's got to run. So but more importantly, like the Phillies, I'm done giving them a pass, man, because this is, what am I supposed to, like last year I was all pumped up because we're going to change our approach to hitting.
Well, they actually did, for what it's worth.
Well, actually they did.
But they didn't hit many. They kind of became limp on the homers. They were pretty light there.
Exactly.
Did what everyone wanted. Small ball, no homers. For years.
They ran a wheel, or the other team, they ran a bunt in the crucible of the season, a bunt to try to get a guy from second to third. Small ball.
Uh-huh.
And it didn't work.
How'd that work?
Yeah.
But anyhow, listen, am I supposed to hang my hat on this year with Painter being the guy, Wheeler not missing a beat, and who's I forget this.
Well, you still got a lot. Oh, Crawford, you're saying, the new dude.
Yeah. So this is where we get rid of Castellanos and we replace him with Castellanos +1 because he's got an arm. So like I don't know where we're going to go, and the whole news with LA. That's really what's gotten me down. It's just like, man, like I just don't know where to go with. And we're not Pittsburgh, we're not Florida, we're not, we're the teams that are spending money as well, which is crazy when you look at.
Yeah, imagine how those fan bases feel.
Exactly.
No shot. No shot.
Yeah, listen, my godfather's a Milwaukee Brewer fan out there. He years ago moved and he's been. I'm like look at what fans like that have to put up with.
Especially because that's a smart team that competes and finds ways to compete, but it's just never good enough because they're like, hundreds of millions less.
Yeah, but they're the only small team that competes, and they're the head and shoulders.
Well, lately they have been, yeah. Look, Patrick, a lot of good points here, bud. Give me who is cool but weird, or what is?
Listen, I'm so excited. One of my most favorite families in the world of Animalia, Joe, which I'm sure is the cephalopod family. Joe, if you Google cephalopods and just hang out with some cephalopods, they'll blow your mind. You know what they are, Joe? Octopus, cuttlefish, nautilus. Incredible. They're like the most complex invertebrates in the world. They're unbelievable. They're so creepy, weird, but they're cool as hell.
Smart. You got it, Patrick. Invertebrates. First time I've heard that word ever said on WIP. 215-592-9494. Coming up, a tale of two thoughts on Jalen Hurts. One from Seth Joyner, one of the Eagles' great defenders of all time. One from LaShawn McCoy, one of the Eagles' great offensive players of all time. What they said. Plus, the story from Marcus Hayes yesterday about Mike McDaniel. It's pretty interesting. We'll get to that and more as the OC search continues. Joe DeCamera and John Ritchie on 94 WIP.
You've heard me talk about my friends at PDQ POS and how their top-rated restaurant management system has helped thousands of companies in the restaurant, hospitality, bar, and casino businesses across the country. We've seen their operation. We've done our show from their headquarters. The people, the technology, it's just all so impressive. So if you're thinking of cutting your old point of sale, it's time to go all in and revolutionize your business with PDQ POS, the game changer in the world of POS solutions. Joe Flynn and his team at PDQ, they've been the industry leaders for over 35 years for a reason. It's because they offer everything. Mobile POS, self-service kiosks, enterprise reporting, contactless functionality, data and cybersecurity, and the best service and support in the industry. PDQ POS is the fastest, easiest, and most reliable POS available. Whether you have a single location restaurant or thousands of locations, they'll build a custom solution for your business. If you want the best, trust PDQ POS. Schedule your free demo and business consultation today at pdqpos.com. That's pdqpos.com.
Feel bad about losing control this holiday season? You don't know Jack. Right now at Del Toyota, you can buy with no money down and 0% APR financing every day. DelToyota.com.
Jack, sell them for less.
Why is NJM Insurance silent in an industry full of catchy jingles? And how do they do what's right when things go wrong? Tune in to Baffling Mysteries to find out.
This fictional podcast is brought to you by NJM. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom,
Think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well, I'll take this one.
What? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there. It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
We asked parents to share their journey of adopting teens.
They changed who I am because I can't see life without them in it.
Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom.
Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. Member FDIC.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, I'm Joe Mederchik, PNC Bank Regional President. As presenting sponsor of the Eagles Radio Network, PNC Bank loves an exciting game. But we also think a little boring can go a long way. You see, boring banking means you're doing the right things. That is why PNC leaves a third and long to the professionals. Reliable fiscal strategies are more in our zone anyway. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
What if sports were traded like markets? Now you can test your sports IQ in real time with Robinhood Prediction Markets. It's not you against the house, it's you participating in a live market. You can buy or sell your positions all game long. You know the game, put it to use. Trade every play with Robinhood. Download the app today. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Really smart. Unfortunately, I didn't check if I took the gas hose out of my car's tank. Ooh, not smart. And I drove off while still attached to pump number 3.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Potential savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Sponsored by Robinhood. Your money, your move. Officer, you've got the wrong guy. Sean McDermott fired as the head coach of the Buffalo Bills despite Josh Allen being the worst quarterback in the NFL at turning the ball over since 2018. The scapegoat, McDermott, while Allen stays and Buffalo begins its search. I'm Drake Toll.
Hey, Jenna Cameron here. Isn't it time to invest in yourself? I certainly say it is. So how about you start with PI Dental Center and their decades of experience in complex dental treatment. They are phenomenal with what they do. I've been a patient of PI Dental now for 25 years. And unfortunately for me, I've never needed all that complex treatment, meaning, the restoration and replacement of teeth. I've been in good shape. So for PI Dental Center, for me, it's been about staying in good shape. But under the care of Dr. Glenn Wolfinger and Dr. Robert Slough, both board-certified prosthodontists who specialize in the restoration and replacement of teeth, thousands have gotten in much better shape over the decades through the tremendous care they have. And you can get in shape fast because they are the originators of the teeth in a day. That's a revolutionary treatment that delivers fixed teeth and implants placed for a dramatic transformation in a mere one day. Whether you have no problem and want to stay in good shape or big problems and want to get in good shape with your teeth, PI Dental Center can get you there. Start with their website, pidentalcenter.com. Visit pidentalcenter.com to request your new patient evaluation.
94 WIP HD1 Philadelphia. Powered by the Tasty Cake Studio. This is Sports Radio 94 WIP. An Odyssey sports station. All the Eagles offseason happenings happen here.
I think it's important that we continue to evolve as an offense.
Sports Radio 94 WIP.
Sweep the leg, Jeff.
The problem with my sweep the leg analogy with the caller earlier is, well, the sweep the leg side loses.
Could you even stand like the crane kick? Could you not even like execute the crane kick? Could you just stand on one leg like that?
Balance like that.
Yeah, right now I'll show you two.
Okay.
So you want me to do like this?
Yeah, like with the you gotta get up there though, the leg.
I have to get on my tippy toe also? Is that a part of it?
Is
that bad, right? No, the problem is that's my left. That's a bad ankle.
That's a bad ankle.
Right
You gotta do it on the other
Oh,
ankle.
that's so great either. Because now we're working ankle, we're working hip, we're working groin.
I'm gonna say that you would not have been able to execute the crane kick.
We're working core. Core is probably my weakest element, just for the record. All right, 215-592-9494. Eagles' weakest element this year obviously was the offense, whether you put the blame primarily on the OC or the O-line or the quarterback. Obviously, the offense left a lot to be desired. So, interesting article from Marcus Hayes yesterday because Eagles got to find a coordinator, and they're talking to, it feels like, a million different coordinators or potential coordinators. And he reported something yesterday, Philly.com, that, he got right to it. Here's what he wrote. First off, the title of the article is Sean McDermott's firing could make Eagles' pursuit of Mike McDaniel, Brian Daboll for OC much harder. And, you get it. There's another head coaching job option. And so, obviously, guys like McDaniel and Daboll.
And Daboll connection was there.
Right, exactly, with Buffalo. So, it's another layer you got to jump through if you want one of these two guys to be your offensive coordinator. But here's what he wrote in the first sentence of the article. In the past week, the Eagles have made it known to sources around the league that hiring former Miami Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel as their new offensive coordinator is their number one offseason priority.
Wow.
Boom.
Wow.
Boom.
That's a boom.
So, John, if it's McDaniel, is that a big thumbs up for you?
Yeah. He's brilliant. And he's not the greatest head coach. I think that discipline suffers eventually, which is what you saw down there. And from what we heard, those players were up in arms against Vic Fangio, who is a disciplinarian.
Doesn't speak well to McDaniel's handling it as the head coach, because we know
at all.
Fangio's
so
legit.
I was worried about that relationship. I still don't know how that relationship exists.
Well, let me read from Marcus Hayes. At one point, he says, league sources indicate, I'm reading right from the article, league sources indicate that even though Fangio, and then he goes on, worked the last two seasons, blah, 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 the Eagles, would not be deterred by any possible discomfort from Fangio. Meaning they will hire McDaniel regardless.
Yeah. It'd be better if they were like, there is no discomfort.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're just confident that
I know.
I'm joking,
yeah.
But it's interesting that that he says, and look, I guess he sussed this out, that he's their number one dude. And he also goes on at one point to say, reading right from the article again, virtually no amount of money, literally no amount of autonomy, and no fear of conflict would deter the team from signing McDaniel, a respected offensive innovator.
Great.
So he's telling you that,
I hope they put their money where their mouth is and we get this guy for a year or two.
Right,
but no one wants him as head coach, too. That's another
I'm not sure about that, James. So
he might take an OC. I saw that.
Well, let me give you another sentence from the article that is of note. League sources say the Eagles have not yet convinced McDaniel to interview, which offers a glimpse into how he considers the Philly job.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, that's not great.
If that's who you want, that's not great.
That was a bummer when I read that.
Yeah,
Not
sure.
at all.
Yeah,
But
all right. So
we have to rely on these other teams saying, no matter how desperate we are, we're not going to go and bring him in to be a head coach. It sounds like once a head coach, you don't want to take that step back, but he should. He should take a couple years. You've seen it now. Well, Saleh, went back and was hired yesterday by the Titans to be their new head coach after a year or two of defensive coordinating in San Francisco. So, yeah, the good coaches, they absolutely will get snatched up. I hope that we can convince McDaniel to give us a chance.
Well, I'll say this. Right now, they haven't even gotten as far as the Phillies with Bo Bichette, which was a Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
Bo Bichette at least gave them you know what I mean, Rick?
It seems kind of lame now that he did, because the whole thing about the Mets was the Mets met with him at the winter meetings.
Yeah.
So they had
It was a bad sign.
Yeah.
It was like all those years ago when the Sixers wanted to try to get LeBron, and I think the Sixers met with Rich Paul, but not LeBron. It's
and
like,
flew
all right.
out there to meet with him.
Yeah, it's
right?
like, come on. If LeBron's not going to meet with you, you're not going to sign him. Yeah. By the way, Flyers won last night. Nice job by them. Finally. Feels like since December winning a game. So all of it's on the table today. 215-592-9494. The main thing today is deep dive on Jalen. I feel like we've now really entered the offseason. I think postmortem on the season is over. It's been about a week and a half, and now it's about the offseason and moving forward. And so we ask you today at 215-592-9494 to get on the record and tell us where you stand on Jalen Hurts. Let's get to Chuck in Mount Airy. Chuck, good morning.
Morning, Chief. How you doing today?
Good, buddy.
Hi, Chuck.
Hey, let's not act like we don't know what this is. He doesn't want to coach Jalen Hurts.
Possible. I thought about that.
He can't. And let me finish, Jalen. Let me just say this about Jalen, right? You asked. I'm calling in because I want to say this about Jalen, right? I used to like Jalen. I was a huge Jalen guy, when he first came out. But the money and everything else made him an arrogant person. See, Jalen to me is the beneficiary of a great A1 organization. Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman. Not that you're a great player. Okay, you're a decent player, but let's not act like you are the end all be all. And he walks around and struts around Jordan Brand and everything like he's the spoon that stirs the oatmeal. And I don't think that he is. You know what I mean? So I think that he's hit his ceiling. I think that you can get an offensive coordinator in here that maybe can mimic what he did in 2022 if he's willing to run. But I tell you what I can't do. I can't go in the next season as an Eagles fan and watch that trick of an offense.
Well, you probably will, Chuck, for what it's worth. I mean, I would say it's about 90% likely he's the quarterback. So you're going to see him again, and then it's just a matter of can they pick it up.
Yeah, well, listen, if it's 7 games, I'm going to train myself not to watch any of those games because I can't do it again, man. I cannot do another season of that type of football. Listen, all you Jalen Hurts people out there, the guy has one season, if that, left as the Eagles quarterback.
Maybe.
And I promise you, they're not going to give him a contract extension, and they will draft a quarterback this year that's going to succeed.
Well, the first sentence I definitely agree with. The second sentence, Chuck, is always dependent on who's there and where the Eagles are picking. I mean, it's hard to know. Like, for instance, take the Russell Wilson-Foles thing. There was 2 guys the Eagles were interested in. They wanted one. They didn't get him. They had to pivot to Foles.
So,
but my point, go ahead.
Chuck, so you've given up on Jalen Hurts. Why?
I don't like his attitude, man. I don't like.
So you don't think attitudes can change with the new staff?
Well, it has to come from him. It's not going to be about the staff.
Let me say this, John, to answer your question, right? Tom Brady, the GOAT, the greatest quarterback to ever lace him up to me, right? When he first started in New England, he knew that he was as good as his teammates were, and he worked to be greater. Jalen thinks, to me, is reversed when I look at him. He believes that he is the reason for the season.
How do you know?
And he's not. Saquon Barkley had an extra grind last year with everybody that
no
he
doubt.
played.
Yeah.
And that offensive line was the greatest offensive line I've seen since the Hawks. And that defense was top-notch. And to me, he acts like he walks around like he's the guy that is the reason for the season. And I just don't like a guy like that, man. He don't take enough to say. I never heard him say this year, you know what, I got to be better. This is on me.
He said
I think
it. He
he
said it.
said
He
it.
said it at times.
Don't
But I
say-
think
don't
your
say it
broader.
enough.
I think
Don't
your
say it
broader
enough.
point holds. But he has at times said things like that. All right, Chuck, we got to move. Who or what? Cool but weird.
I always was a Ghostbusters guy, so I'm going to say I always thought Peter Venkman was a little weird, but I thought he was cool. So
Okay.
that was.
I think Ghostbusters would have been a better answer. But okay, fair enough. I mean, Ghostbusters was cool but weird.
Extremely weird.
I think that could have been a winning answer.
You're right. No doubt.
As a movie, cool but weird. But okay.
And everyone loved it.
All right, 215-592-9494. Something Seth has said, something LaShawn has said about Jalen Hurts. We'll get to that. Plus, Ron Jaworski joins us in about 15 minutes. An article from Michael Silver. We got to revisit about the Eagles' offense and Hurts. That and more phone calls on all this on 94 WIP.
Whether you're a weekend warrior or you're competing at a high level, you are an athlete with goals, and NovaCare Rehabilitation are here for you with their Select Sports Center of Excellence. Now, their specialty locations, they are focused on the needs of athletes. So if you're injured, NovaCare is going to help you get back to playing your sport. They'll also work with you to help you prevent injuries from happening. At all Select Sports Center of Excellence, athletes are treated for their specific injury, training needs, and goals. Most importantly, you're going to get care provided by sports-specific physical therapists using advanced training and technology. For more than 30 years, NovaCare has long been the trusted Delaware Valley and South Jersey leader in physical therapy, hand therapy, and sports medicine. So their Select Sports Center of Excellence, just one more way NovaCare is helping to meet your needs. To learn more about Select Sports Center of Excellence, go to NovaCare.com. NovaCare, the power of physical therapy.
The Eagles' 2025 season will tick away.
A disappointing end to a promising 2025 season.
Anytime you lose, you're frustrated.
Now, the noise gets louder.
Some notable Eagles are going to be gone.
Who comes in to repair an offense in disarray?
The Eagles have fired Kevin Patullo.
How can they get Jalen Hurts back on the MVP track?
Everything was there in front of us. We just got to grow from it all.
Is A.J. Brown open to a trade?
It is hard to find great players, and AJ is a great player.
All the Eagles' offseason happenings happen here.
Do whatever it takes to win now and still build for the future.
Sports Radio 94 WIP.
They can overcome this.
It's playoff time. You know how it goes. Big hits, hard yards, and a whole lot of opinions on Monday morning. But buying a car, it shouldn't feel like a contact sport. Hi, it's John Ashow, the Cars Are from Colonial Hyundai. Here at Colonial, we keep it fast, easy, simple. One car, one price, one visit. Only at Colonial this month, drive home any new Hyundai of your choice, like a brand new Tucson, for just $199 per month. No whistles, no flags, no unnecessary roughness. Colonial Hyundai makes it easy to get out of your old car or truck by offering the highest trade-in values in the region. We have over 200 vehicles in stock. Konas, Santa Fe's, Palisades, Elantras, all with incredible offers and incentives. Our state-of-the-art dealership is designed to make buying, leasing, or servicing your vehicle faster, easier, and better than ever. As always, every new Hyundai comes with America's best warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain, and Hyundai Assurance. Shop us online 24/7 at colonialhyundai.com. Colonial Hyundai, the faster, easier, better way to buy a Hyundai.
2026 Tucson SE lease for $209 a month for 36 months. 7,500 miles per year. $3,995 plus tax, tags, and fees. Stock number H260186. See dealer for details.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well, I'll take this one.
Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
When you need to know, depend on KYW News Radio 103.9 FM.
The snow and ice from the weekend storms will be around for a while thanks to frigid temps. New Jersey officially swearing in Governor-elect Mikey Sherrill this morning. And Tyrese Maxey follows his all-star nod with 29 points, 8 assists, and 8 steals in the Sixers win over the Pacers.
Get the latest anytime on on KYW News Radio. Now on Crystal Clear 103.9 FM.
You've never needed us more.
Happy New Year. It's a Robin from Robin Ford, Delco's #1 Ford destination for over 6 decades. Don't wing your winter car decisions. Give us a chirp. Joe from Edgemont, you're on the air.
Yeah, I'm looking to score a great deal on an F-150. Is March a good time to buy?
The early bird doesn't wait till spring. Get to Robin Ford during the Robin Ford Early Bird Sales Event. Drive home in a new Ford F-150 with 0% financing for 72 months. There's no stopping the Robin. Call me now, 866-THE-ROBIN. Up next, Tam in Springfield.
Hey, looking at a new Explorer, but want to stick to my budget.
Exactly why people come to Robin. Nobody gets plucked on price at Robin Ford. During Robin's Early Bird Sales Event, drive home a new Ford Explorer for only $389 per month with no money down. No matter where you are, you're closer than you think to a better buying experience at Robin Ford. Online at robinford.com. Robin Ford, where cars and trucks are sold cheap, cheap.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Paramount Plus is the new home of UFC, and we're coming out swinging with UFC 324.
Oh, what a shot!
And 325. On back-to-back weekends, the new era is here.
Time!
Every fight, one subscription.
Oh my goodness!
Pay-per-view just got knocked out. Let's go! Back-to-back blockbuster UFC events this month, only on Paramount Plus.
Hey everyone, I'm Josh Radner, and I am so excited to tell you about How We Made Your Mother, a rewatch podcast looking back at How I Met Your Mother. And I'm here with Craig Thomas, who co-created the show along with Carter Bays. Hi, Craig.
Hey, Josh. Somehow it has been 20 years since the show premiered. I'm going to check the math on that. 10 years since it went off the air, and we thought that made this a perfect time to look back, see what the hell we did, and why the show still seems to resonate with fans around the world today.
Follow and listen to How We Made Your Mother wherever you get your podcast.
One of the most important days of my life involved Benari Jewelers. That's how much I trust them. I'm talking about my recent engagement. Yoni and his team at Benari worked with us to custom design a ring with simple touches that mean the world to us. Every detail perfect, every step easy. And Benari made it feel like we were the only two people in the world that mattered. If you're ready for your own perfect moment, go see my friends at Benari Jewelers, Newtown Square in Exton.
94 WIP Sports Update.
Brought to you by Window Nation. NFL coaching carousel. As wild as it's ever been, the Eagles, of course, need an offensive coordinator, per the Inquirer's Marcus Hayes. Eagles have made it known about the league that Mike McDaniel is their #1 priority. However, sources also telling Hayes the Eagles haven't yet convinced McDaniel to take an interview with them. We'll talk to Ron Jaworski about it next here on the WIP Morning Show. Indiana's historic run ended with a 16-0 record and a national championship, beating Miami 27-21. Tyrese Maxey named the starter on the All-Star team and then helped the Sixers pass the Pacers 113-104 and 28 points, 8 assists, and a career-high 8 steals. Flyers finally stopped a 6-game skid with a 2-1 win over the Golden Knights. Right now, get 4 windows and get 4 free from Window Nation. Plus, you could get no payments or interest for 2 years. Don't miss out. This offer ends soon. Go to windownation.com. Sunny, high 26. It's currently 19. To listen to Sports Radio 94 WIP, download the free Odyssey app or tell your smart speaker to play 94 WIP.
Sports Update on 94 WIP.
Injured at work or in an accident, nobody will fight harder for your rights than Pond Lehocky Giordano. They've recovered billions for injured workers just like you and fight for the maximum settlement you deserve. Led by Sam Pond and Jerry Lehocky, this powerhouse firm is built on grit. Jerry worked 16-hour shifts in a steel mill before becoming a statewide leader for injured workers' rights. Call Pond Lehocky today for your free consultation. You won't pay a dime until they win.
former Eagle John Ritchie, future President Joe DeCamara. This is the morning show on Sports Radio 94 WIP.
Yeah, cool but weird. No question. Ghostbusters. So Indiana winning that title last night was definitely cool but weird. I was wondering how many Bobby Knight references there would be last night. I heard one during the broadcast. Now, I did miss about 5 minutes of the game. But there was the second half. I think it was Kirk Herbstreit, Bobby Knight reference.
He's smart, get a shout out?
Not that I heard.
You would think. I mean, it's the last national title they won, right?
Yes.
I figured at some point.
You know what was cool? Fact ESPN flashed after the game. And it makes sense because Indiana just went undefeated, and they were the most recent team in college football to do it because they
I
just
saw
did
that.
it.
Yeah, I saw this.
Yeah, Indiana now holds the distinction of being the last undefeated college football team and college basketball team, men's college basketball.
So cool.
So in the 70s with Bobby Knight, undefeated, mid-70s, and then obviously this group last night. So pretty amazing accomplishment by the Hoosiers, and that's part of our conversation today about what or who was cool but weird. You can win tickets to the auto show. Deep dive today on Jalen, assessing what he is at this stage of his career. I do think 2026 is going to be a make-or-break year for Jalen with the Eagles. I would just say in a word, I thought his 25 was lousy with the Eagles. Not compared to the worst starting quarterbacks in football, but compared to the good ones. I mean, compared to the good ones, guys getting paid the $50 million-ish dollars, it was lousy. It was lousy. So he's got to pick it up. And, I'm a little dismayed that he's gone backwards this much because I thought in 22 he was at his best. And it's 3 years later, and he's gotten, I would say, considerably worse from 2022. Let's go to the phones. Where do you stand on Jalen? We'll talk to Ron Jaworski in a couple minutes. Also, some commentary from LaShawn McCoy and Seth Joyner on Jalen. We'll get to that shortly. Joe in Mayfair right now. Joe, good morning.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Hope everyone's doing it great
What's up,
today
Joe?
in the cold weather back in Philly.
Very cold.
Before I get to the Jalen conversation, we got to get Dave Dombrowski a T-shirt that says non-elite GM.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Wow. Seriously. Yeah. Seriously. I'm not a big fan of the core, as you guys all know, but they were a healthy Harrison Bader, Zach Wheeler, and Alvarado. They have those. They got a shot to beat the Dodgers last year, especially Bader getting hurt did hurt them. So I'm with you a little bit, Joe, that last season they had a shot. They just failed, but they were there.
That's right.
And I think that Dombrowski just got played. And if he would have just went after the guy who gave that team some life in the second half of the season down the stretch, a guy who plays phenomenal center field and is clutch and rubbed off the team, Bader, and not making him a priority to me makes no sense. Because Marsh has given you enough time in the outfield. He's never going to be more than what he is. And Bader could play 120 games, hit you 15 to 20 home runs, steal 20 bases, create some energy in that team, and had no interest, which boggles my mind.
Well, Joe, let me tell you the one thing that I do think makes some sense, and I would love to have Bader back. I want to be clear. But I will say this one thing in their defense on the Bader front. Two things, actually. One, they were prioritizing some money for Bichette. Obviously, it didn't work out. But strategically, it does make sense to hold money for Bichette. So that was part of it. Maybe they will pivot back to Bader. Two, part of the Phillies' problems in recent years have been they've been stuck at times with positions with players under contract that are okay, but not great. And then they can't really maneuver out of these guys. Obviously, Castellanos is the prime example in recent years. And I do think there's consideration for Dombrowski when he's like, look, Bader probably helps my 2026 season, and he probably does, but he might hurt their 27 and 28 season if it's a 3-year deal, and now you can't get some prize free agent down the road because the position is clogged. So,
and you got Justin Crawford too,
correct.
And Bader's coming off the best 2 months of his life. Like he's out there probably looking to get paid off.
And the best 6 months of his life. That was the best season he's ever had. And Joe, if I swear to you, if we had all seen all of Bader's at-bats over his roughly 10-year career, we wouldn't be as high on him as we are having seen 2 months of him. Because he really has been a very average Major League Baseball player.
Maybe. Real quick with Jalen. If the media outlets are true with A.J. Brown. Listening to WIP for my entire adult life, there was 2 icons on the station that were put together, and it was horrible radio. If you have your star quarterback and your star receivers, a relationship is that fractured, and you have to keep your lid shut, and day after day after day, and you're working as a unit, and it's that bad, it takes the heart and soul and the fun out of playing the game. And watching this offense this year, nobody had fun. Nobody had passion. Nobody had heart.
That was rough.
And you got to blame the head coach of this football team and Nick Sirianni for allowing that to go on week after week after week after week, to where A.J. Brown dogged it in the last game. And I'm not saying he threw the game.
No, he dogged it.
I'm not saying he threw the game.
Of course not.
But when your heart and your mind are not wanting to play the game and you don't want to play in the city, those drops and that effort in that playoff game is the biggest disaster I've ever seen in an athlete, except Embiid in Game 6 and 7 against the Celtics.
Well, Ben Simmons giving up a dunk.
Well, he's not that caliber of a player, though, Joe. Come on, give me.
But he was pretty good when he was good. And then I listen, Joe. I hear you. Look,
Mailata had no fun, and the offensive line had it brought whoever's fault it is. It doesn't matter. It brought the entire team down. Even Saquon Barkley had no fun all year.
Well, in that sense, it was similar.
All the time.
Joe, in that sense, it was similar to 23. It wasn't the collapse of 23, losing 6-7, but it did have a feeling that was similar near the end of hopelessness on offense and lack of joy.
And who wants to be the offensive coordinator with that crap until you clean it up?
Well, the good news is Kellen Moore came in here and they won a Super Bowl. So,
I mean, now it's the relationship's over.
No, but my point is 24 proves you can rebound. I mean, it does. Joe, give me an answer. Who is cool but weird, or what is?
One of the biggest Philadelphia traditions, and other cities don't get it. It is cool.
Yep.
It is weird. It's a phenomenal day. It's the Mummers Day Parade.
Some clown named Mike Lombardi.
What is that, James?
He's wearing a Mummer's outfit when he said it.
Yeah,
obviously.
Come on, Joe.
Kidding me?
I was thinking Super Bowl.
Man.
He's wearing a Mummer's outfit. My fault.
If they're going to bring in...
That's going to win, by the way. I mean, I don't know how anything is more cool but weird.
It is weird.
Well, hold on. I got to ask. Is it cool?
Yeah, it's borderline. I don't know if it's actually cool. Might be going a little far with cool.
Froggy Carr, I'm not trying to get you mad at me.
One of my best friend's husband is in that.
I'm that's a tough crew. I'm just asking, is it cool?
I posted on New Year's Day, it's really weird to wake up to a man in your kitchen wearing a dress.
Yeah.
Because they came up from Florida to
it's certainly more weird than cool. It's got some cool elements, but it's got a lot of weird, and it's got some cool. We'll see how it nets out. 215-592-9494. All right, trying to connect with Jaws. Perhaps he thought last week was our last in-season Tuesday interview. I don't know. We'll try to get to Jaws coming up in a bit here. Let me play some audio for you on a day we're doing a deep dive on Jalen and kind of assessing what he is and what he is not at this stage of his career, 6 years into his career. I want to play some audio of 2 great Eagles, one from offense, one from defense. Let's go back to LaShawn McCoy. This is a couple weeks ago. LaShawn, I think most of you have probably heard this, is my guess, but LaShawn said this a couple weeks ago.
I did a lot of digging, man. And I won't throw them under the bus here, but I know some people, right? And the problem is we can't do different exotic looks, different formations, different motions, because I'm hearing that he can't really do it.
All right, he's talking about, obviously, Jalen, and so you can assess, whether your eye test says you believe that or don't believe that, but, I think there's a lot of truth to that. Now, Seth, we all have our opinions on what Jalen is or is not, but one thing Seth is clear on here with what you're going to hear from something he said to us last week is let's find out. Let's expand the offense, test him, see if he can do what LaShawn doubts he can do, and rock and roll with the future for a long time with Jalen if he can take to different stuff. Here's the way Seth presented it.
My thing is you at least have to see if you make a change and somebody comes in with better concepts.
It's worth trying is your point, right?
If he opens up to it and he takes the next step.
I agree with that.
Because I think where he is right now, he's stuck where he is right now.
I agree with that.
Okay? There's either advancement or it's clear that he can't take the next step, and then you got decisions.
All right, that was Seth Joyner with us last week. John, what gives you confidence that if they try different things with Jalen, he'll take to it and they roll?
Because we've seen him play like the best quarterback in the world. repeatedly with two different but good offensive coordinators and play callers. That matters. I mean, that's the way the front offices evaluate these players in the NFL. If they've seen you do it once, they know they can bring that out of you again. He's a proven winner.
It's not the only way they evaluate
biggest game on the
way.
planet. And I've watched him play his best in the biggest games. So that counts for me.
It does count. Yeah.
It was less than a year ago that he was the MVP of the Super Bowl.
Yep.
We've watched him outplay Patrick Mahomes twice in Super Bowls. And I'm certain that the right offensive coordinator can make him better by challenging him and saying, I don't care if you don't like to be under center.
Yeah, I agree.
It matters because we're going to make all these plays start out looking the same and they're going to end up different. And that's what makes it tough on defenses. I don't care if the rumors are true and you don't prefer motion before the snap. I don't know if this stuff is true. I know that there's a lot of people talking trash. All I know is what I watch on tape, and we need to have a lot more variety. We need to have a lot more motion. I know it makes it harder on a quarterback, and I know a lot of quarterbacks who dislike that stuff. I know a lot of quarterbacks who swear by it. This quarterback, Jalen Hurts, just got a lot more put on his plate when Jason Kelce left as his center, and Jalen had to do all the protection calls and the directing, and there was a lot more that went into that. But he was taught well. He did a great job with it. We went and won a Super Bowl with him setting the protections. Now, let's not underestimate his ability to learn, to grow, to adapt, especially if he's properly taught and challenged by a smart offensive coordinator and staff who will bring the best out of him. The older you get, the more you see as a quarterback, the better those reps make you. I've seen it personally. Quarterbacks with diminishing physical skills going through the roof in terms of the processing. All of that comes with reps. Sometimes I worry that we don't get enough reps because of the way that we practice. But, hey, I do expect that this front office is going to, as they did with our defense, place the offense in good hands because they know how important it is. They know that the future of this team, its success, lies in the hands of an offensive coordinator. I do worry, though, when this offensive coordinator comes in and he's given everything he needs to be successful. Does that mean that Nick Sirianni is once again pushed to the back burner?
Probably.
Very obviously in front of the players that he is trying to earn their respect. It makes it really tough. It makes it really tough for Nick Sirianni to continue
it's an odd spot.
to grow that respect, which he needs.
Yeah. So
this is dicey.
It's an odd spot. So look, a deep dive. If you're just tuning in, well, two things. One, first off, it's really cold out. So like triple bundle.
And getting colder this week, by the way. Single digits this weekend.
God.
Literally. Single digits. It's like 7 on Friday or something.
Get your chili and your soup ready. You're right to watch 4 NFL teams that are not called the Philadelphia Eagles in the conference title game. It is seriously very frigid out there. But all jokes aside, we're doing a deep dive today on Jalen. What he is, what he isn't. It's really a get on the record day. I feel like now the offseason's begun. I know you can say, well, it began last week. I get it. But I felt like last week as a show and a station, we were in the postmortem phase. The season had just ended. We're like wrapping that up.
We're in the second stage of grief.
We're moving
on.
We are. We're in the all right, let's move on a bit here phase, which is what do we got in the quarterback? What do we got?
The thing that concerns me is we've known about the AJ problems for 2 years with the two of them. But the fact that,
By the way, I would say 3 because 23, I think we all know.
Oh, sure.
Things went off the rail at the end of 23.
But
so
I
would say there's been 3 seasons. But
there were public complaints last year and then obviously complaints this year. The fact that it happened after now I know the first 2 games of the season, he didn't have, the targets weren't there. Then he gets 100 yards receiving a touchdown. And that's the first time he demanded a trade. It's very concerning to me when a star wide receiver doesn't want to play with a quarterback that is elite. And is he? So that's the question.
Well, right, and look, I don't think he's ever been elite, but I know this. He's
been elite at times.
Well,
at times.
I mean, individual games,
yeah,
sure.
that's what I meant. At times, individual games.
I should say this. I guess in 22, I thought he was elite. 22, I thought he was elite. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say that. 22, I thought he was elite, and since then, I haven't. But I know this. He can't sniff elite unless he runs.
Oh, 100%.
He has to run. Yes. I mean, use what God gave you. God gave you legs that are like pretty freaking dynamic. I'm not saying
go back to that play, that the quarterback draw in that playoff game. So what? The Cam run it again.
Well, and of course, Indiana's quarterback last night lays it on the line, and they win a national title, and he's being ping-ponged and like a ping pong, wrong analogy.
The number
What's
one
a pinball? A pinball. He was like a pinball last night going to that goal line. He got in the end zone, and you got to lay it on the line. Look, Jalen's a tough dude, but I do think he got too conservative both with his passing and his running. And I think his play has suffered. Let's get to not one, but two different Twitter poll questions of the day today. Both brought to us by Armin Chevrolet. It is Chevy Equinox month. January means huge savings on every Armin Chevrolet Equinox. Together, let's drive, ArminChevy.com. First poll question. On a day we're talking a lot about Jalen, we're going to reassess where people land on this one. We've asked this question a few times through the years. Who's better at their job, Jalen or Nick? Jalen Hurts or Nick Sirianni, who's better at their job? For point of reference, the last time we asked this question was about a month and a half ago. It was December 4th, and Hurts won the vote 63%. Hurts has always won this vote when we've done it over the last couple of years. Now that the season's over, both of them obviously get knocked down, big picture, based on the failures in the playoff and the season, offensively in particular. So we'll see where it nets out, who people consider better at their job. I've always considered Sirianni better. Well, maybe not in 22, but the last couple of years, I've certainly considered Sirianni better. The other poll question, James, will you be happy with the Phillies offseason if they re-sign Bader?
No.
It's not enough, right?
No.
Yeah.
It's just not.
Not enough.
Nope.
It's a good step, though, if they get him.
Look, I'd rather have Harrison Bader than not.
Right.
They better go get him. I mean, seriously.
John, look, you got $200 million. You didn't just
You just
spend.
failed. You failed.
I agree.
And we're sitting there, oh, goody. He got on Zoom. He got on Zoom with us. Oh, yay. You know what? Let's stop messing around and pretending. We need to actually bring big talent names in here to get a chance. And this is not a big talent name.
There's none left.
This is leftovers. So you better go get it because we need to be better. We can't just pick up where we left off.
Yeah.
That's not good enough.
Well, they can, but I'll say this.
Well, yeah, they can, but that feels like such a letdown.
Yeah, no,
especially
I agree.
when we were thinking we were getting Bo Bichette in here.
It might be
he favored us with his zooming.
No,
Come
I agree.
on.
It might end up being good enough, but it's a disappointment in the way in, and it might not be good enough. I mean, look, you guys know my thing. I thought last year's team certainly could have won the World Series. They happened to not play well in October, well enough. But it is a disappointment that there's not an upgrade, particularly when a relatively old team gets older.
I like that Bryce is mad.
JT, Bryce, and Nola
but he's
and Wheeler
older,
are all going to be older.
And everyone else, like you're saying, is older. Last year was nowhere close to good enough. Is Bryce being mad that Dombrowski said he wasn't elite going to be enough to motivate him, to motivate the rest of the team? I don't think so.
Well,
I need big-time players.
Yeah, no, I tend to agree.
Which we have a lot of big-time players, but we had a chance to add another.
Yeah, I'll say this. They don't have as many as they used to, because I'd say they used to have big-time players. JT was a big-time catcher. Bryce was big-time at whatever position, right or first.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Wheeler obviously was. Nola was borderline big-time, and Schwarber. And now my list is Schwarber, Wheeler if healthy, Duran, and
Sanchez, obviously.
On Sanchez.
He's second in Cy Young.
Sanchez is a big deal.
And Bryce is now what I'd call more in like the old Nola category.
But Bryce
like close to big time.
Bryce can reclaim.
Yeah, I mean, Sanchez might be their best player.
Well, listen,
Yes.
he might be, but I will say this. I'm not ready. Like, when we do our top 10 list in Philly sports, I'm not going to knock Wheeler off until I see him diminish post-injury.
I don't disagree.
Like, he was their ace, and then he got injured. And then Sanchez was one of the...
Sanchez can be the future, the present.
Listen.
And I don't count out the possibility that he can be more dominant this year than we've seen previously.
Dude, he's gotten better every year.
Yeah,